Good evening, and welcome to tonight's sleep story. My name is Jeffrey. Allow me to guide you through tonight's sleep story, titled Through the Ancient Woods. Allow me to set the stage for tonight's story. Close your eyes and imagine a vast, timeless forest stretching endlessly in every direction. The ancient woods, they call it, a place where the air hums with quiet magic, and every leaf, branch, and stone seems to carry a story older than time itself. You find yourself at the stage of this enchanting woodland, the soft earth beneath your feet dappled with light filtering through the canopy above. A gentle breeze rustles the leaves, carrying with it the faint scent of pine and wildflowers. And somewhere in the distance, the bubbling of a stream beckons you deeper. Beside you stands Finn, a faithful and spirited dog with warm amber eyes and a wagging tail. Finn has always had a way of sensing adventure, and tonight he seems eager to lead you into the heart of the forest where secrets and serenity await. With Finn at your side, the ancient woods feels less mysterious and more welcoming, its towering trees forming a natural archway that invites you in. Step forward now and let the magic of the forest guide you to a place of peace and wonder. As we prepare for tonight's story, make sure you're comfortable and settled in your cozy bed. Take a deep breath in and out. Allow all the tension of the day to leave with every breath. Breathe in and out, feeling all of your muscles relax, from your head all the way down to your toes. Let's begin. Chapter 1. On the Path. The morning greets you softly, the horizon blushing with the first light of dawn. A gentle breeze carries with it the scent of dew-kissed grass and distant wildflowers, while the world stirs awake under a canopy of warm golden hues. At your side, Finn, your ever-faithful golden retriever. He stands poised and alert. His ears twitch at the faint rustle of the trees in the distance, and his tail wags with an easy rhythm, as if he knows this day will be a special one. Today is the day you both set out for the ancient woods, a sprawling forest that has long been a source of quiet fascination. Villagers speak of its beauty in hushed tones, describing its towering trees and winding trails that seem to lead into another world. Few venture far beyond its edge, but you've always wondered what lies deeper within. The gravel path beneath your feet crunches softly as you leave the village behind. The air feels fresh and new, cool enough to invigorate, but warm enough to comfort. Finn trots beside you, his movements light and joyful, occasionally looking up at you with a glint of curiosity in his amber eyes. As the woods come into view, the world around you begins to change. The open fields give way to clusters of trees. Their branches swing gently as if welcoming you into their embrace. The soft morning light filters through the canopy, dappling the ground in shifting patterns of gold and green. You pause at the edge of the forest, taking a deep breath as you glance down at Finn. "Ready, boy?" you ask softly. His tail wags harder in response, and together you step into the ancient woods, leaving the familiar behind for the promise of something new. Chapter 2. The Forest Path. The forest envelopes you in its quiet majesty. Tall, ancient trees tower above, their trunks thick and gnarled with age. Their leaves rustle softly in the breeze, creating a sound that feels both melodic and eternal, as though the woods themselves are whispering secrets to one another. The path beneath your feet is soft, lined with moss that cushions your steps. Every so often, you spot small patches of wildflowers peeking out from the undergrowth. Delicate bursts of color in shades of violet, yellow, and white. Finn sniffs eagerly at the ground, his nose leading him to all manner of discoveries. He pauses to investigate a cluster of mushrooms. They're growing at the base of an oak tree, their caps glistening with morning dew. When he looks back at you, his eyes are filled with excitement, as though he's inviting you to share in his wonder. The air here is cool and refreshing, tinged with the earthly scent of damp soil and fallen leaves. You feel your shoulders relax, the worries of the outside world slipping away with each step. The forest has a way of quieting the mind, drawing your attention to the small, beautiful details that might otherwise go unnoticed. The gentle hum of bees meandering amongst the wildflowers, the distant call of a bird hidden high in the canopy, and the way the sunlight dances across the forest floor. As you walk, the path begins to wind gently, leading you deeper into the woods. The trees grow taller and closer together, their branches intertwining to form a natural archway above. The light becomes softer, filtered through layers of leaves, and the sounds of the forest grow richer. The babbling of a nearby stream, the rustle of small creatures moving through the underbrush, and the occasional snap of a twig beneath Finn's paws. At one point, you come across a small clearing where the sunlight spills onto the ground like a golden spotlight. In the center of the clearing stands a single ancient tree, its trunk wide and sturdy, its branches stretching high into the sky. Finn bounds ahead, circling the tree and wagging his tail enthusiastically, as if he too feels the quiet significance of this place. You take a moment to sit beneath the tree, resting against its cool, rough bark. Finn lies beside you, his head resting on his paws as he gazes out at the clearing. The two of you sit in companionable silence, listening to the gentle symphony of the woods. Chapter 3: Discoveries Along the Way. As you rise to continue your journey, the path takes on a new character. The forest around you seems to shift, becoming even more vibrant and alive. The sunlight filters through the trees in golden streams, catching on the fine mist that hangs in the air and creating an otherworldly glow. Finn moves ahead, his nose to the ground, his tail wagging furiously as he follows a scent that only he can detect. He leads you to a narrow brook, its water crystal clear and babbling softly over smooth stones. You kneel to drink, cupping the cool, refreshing water in your hand. You smile while Finn laps eagerly at the stream. The brook seems to guide you now, its gentle flow weaving alongside the path. As you follow it, you notice more signs of life. Tiny fish darting between the rocks, frogs leaping from one mossy perch to another, and dragonflies flitting across the surface, their wings catching the light in iridescent flashes. The deeper you venture, the more the forest reveals its secrets. A hollow log along the path becomes a miniature world, filled with tiny mushrooms and the soft, golden glow of insects. A grove of young saplings sways gently in unison, as if dancing to the rhythm of the breeze. Finn's ears perk up suddenly, and he freezes, staring intently at something ahead. You follow his gaze and spot a family of deer grazing quietly in a sunlit glade. Their movements are graceful, their large eyes watchful but calm. Finn doesn't bark or chase. Instead, he seems to sense the peace of the moment, his tail wagging softly as he watches them with you. You remain still, soaking in the beauty of this scene until the deer move on. They disappear into the trees as silently as they appeared. The forest feels different now, as though it has accepted you as part of its world rather than an outsider. Chapter 4: The Heart of the Woods. The path begins to climb gently, leading you toward the heart of the ancient woods. The trees grow larger and older here, their trunks wrapped in thick vines and their branches heavy with moss. The air is cooler, carrying a faint, sweet aroma that you can't quite place. At the top of the rise, you come to a vast grove where the light breaks through in brilliant streams. The ground is covered in soft moss, and in the center of the grove stands an ancient stone wall, its surface etched with intricate carvings that have been worn smooth by time. Finn approaches the wall cautiously, sniffing at its base before looking back at you with curious eyes. You step closer, running your fingers over the cool stone. The carvings depict scenes of the forest, trees, animals, and flowing streams, all connected by an intricate web of vines. Only a short distance to your left, you notice another stone structure that you recognize as a very old well. You examine it a little and peer down inside, its depths shimmering faintly as though lit from within. Though you feel no urge to draw water, the well seems to emanate a quiet energy, a sense of timelessness that resonates deeply. You and Finn linger here for a while, exploring the grove and its surroundings. Finn discovers a hidden burrow beneath a tree root, wagging his tail excitedly as he sniffs around its entrance. You find a patch of wildflowers growing in the shade, their colors vibrant and their fragrance light and sweet. When you finally turn to leave, you feel a sense of fulfillment, as though the woods have shared something sacred with you, a gift of peace, connection, and quiet wonder. Chapter 5: The Journey Back. As you and Finn leave the grove, the forest seems to shift once again. The air feels lighter, the sunlight warmer, and the path ahead clearer. It's as though the woods themselves are gently guiding you back, their whispers softer now, like a lullaby meant to ease your departure. The stream reappears, winding alongside as if to keep you company. Its gentle babble mingles with the rustling leaves and the occasional chirp of a bird flitting between branches. You pause now and then to take it all in. The way the light catches on the rippling water, the way the forest floor is blanketed in shades of green and gold, the quiet hum of life all around. Finn is as joyful as ever, trotting ahead with his tail wagging, his nose occasionally leading him to inspect a fallen branch or an interesting patch of moss. He seems to have no sense of time here, as though the woods are a place where days and hours blur into a single peaceful moment. You find yourself moving slower now, savoring each step and every sight. Along the way, you come across a patch of wild blackberries growing along the path. You pick a handful, their sweetness bursting on your tongue, and you share a few with Finn, who eagerly accepts them with a wag of his tail. As you walk, your mind drifts to the many small wonders the forest has revealed. You think of the deer grazing in the glade, the glowing insects in the hollow log, and the ancient carvings on the wall, and the time you spent near the well. Each memory feels like a piece of the forest's story, a story you now carry with you. Chapter 6. Returning to the village. The trees gradually thin as you near the edge of the woods, their tall, gnarled forms giving way to the gentler shapes of younger saplings and shrubs. The sunlight becomes brighter and more direct, its warmth wrapping around you like a soft blanket. Finn seems to sense the shift as well. His pace slows, and he stays closer to your side, as though reluctant to leave the forest behind. You reach down to scratch behind his ears, smiling, as he looks up at you with his usual bright, trusting gaze. The village comes into view, its familiar rooftops and winding paths a comforting sight. Yet, as you step out of the woods and back onto the gravel road, you notice how different everything feels. The colors seem richer, the air crisper, the sounds sharper, as though the forest has left its mark on your senses. As you walk through the village square, Finn by your side, a few neighbors wave and call out to you. They ask where you've been, and you smile, offering only a simple answer: the ancient woods. They nod knowingly, their faces soft with understanding. You reach your home as the sun begins to dip towards the horizon, its golden light casting long shadows across the fields. Finn flops down on the cool stone steps of the porch. He lets out a contented sigh as he rests his head on his paws. You sit beside him, leaning back against the doorframe as you watch the day begin to fade. Chapter 7. Reflection under the stars. As night falls, the sky comes alive with stars, their light twinkling against the deep indigo of the heavens. You sit quietly on the porch, Finn still at your side, his breathing slow and steady as he drifts into a light slumber. The forest is still present in your thoughts. The whisper of the trees, the soft glow of the grove, the ancient well. You close your eyes, letting those memories wash over you like the gentle rhythm of a tide. The woods have given you something more than their beauty. They've reminded you of the simple joys of being present and of noticing the small miracles that surround you every day. Finn shifts slightly, nudging your leg with his nose as if to agree. You smile, reaching down to scratch his fur, your fingers tracing the soft, golden weaves as they seem to glow faintly in the starlight. The village is quiet now, the air filled with the faint hum of crickets and the occasional rustle of leaves in the breeze. You lean back, gazing at the stars, and feel a deep sense of peace. A connection not only to the forest, but to the world around you. You know that tomorrow will bring its own challenges and routines, but tonight, you are exactly where you're meant to be. The ancient woods, with all their mysteries and wonders, have become part of you, and their quiet magic will linger long after the journey has ended. Sleep well, and good night.